going on to graduate, get a degree, be an early child educator, direct one of the largest preschools in our county now. I just have to say, to her legacy, in addition to her children and her grandchildren, she's inspired me to be a better parent, to be a better educator, but also not to give up and to stay in this fight for education in our community and in our country for probably a good 30 years. So I have to just thank her so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Betty. Your time invested in our county is much appreciated beyond means. This is a small token of our appreciation. It goes way beyond that. So thank you very much. To the board, we do have a motion. I don't believe we had a second. Is that?
Second.
Absolutely. All those in favor of the proclamation say aye. Aye. Again, I don't believe I need to say all those not in favor. So it passes unanimously, and again, Betty, thank you very much. That is the last item before lunch, so we'll adjourn for lunch and we'll reconvene at approximately 2 p.m. We're going out to war for this. We're running a little bit behind. We had a celebration reception at lunch for one of our fellow supervisors' mothers, and I'm going to go immediately to a public comment for one person, Mr. Henry Johnson. You have some comments to the board? Mr. Johnson? Henry Johnson. Please come forward so it's on the microphone.
I'm Henry Johnson. I live in Sutton Plain, and I've caught this guy's been building up there for 4 years and never had no building permit, and I've called both things to see if they got building permits, and they've never got none. I even called the assessor's office in Ukiah to get something done, because they go within 50 feet of my house and they just tear up the road and the dust boils in my house in the summertime. I want something done. You guys haven't been up there to look to see you built that illegal house, because it's only his own for mother-in-law house up there, and he's got 2 renters in there, 2 houses I know. His own and something else. He lives in Mendocino. Maybe because his wife's a lawyer or something. They haven't been looked into.
What's his address? Yeah, what's your address?
Huh?
Your address?
32900 Sutton Plain. It's up at 32700. And there's ought to be something done with these illegal people. We're paying taxes and the county's losing money. I don't know how many thousands of dollars they might have lost already on that building permit, the legal house.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We'll certainly look into it now that you brought it to our attention.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving to our timed item, this informational presentation by CAL FIRE regarding the implementation of the Jackson Demonstration State Forest Management Plan and other items of interest to Mendocino County citizens. So please step forward.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chairman Wattenberg and members of the Board of Supervisors. I'm Russ Henley, Assistant Deputy Director for Resource Protection and Improvement with the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. I appreciate your willingness over the past several years to provide time on your full agendas for these updates on Jackson Demonstration State Forest. And specifically today, wanted to update you where we are with the approval and implementation of the new management plan for Jackson. At their board meeting in January, the Board of Forestry and Fire Protection approved the new management plan and certified the final environmental impact report for JDSF. And at that time, they also approved a charter for a new JDSF advisory group. And I believe you should have had some advance items related to this, a copy of the executive summary from the management plan, a copy of the charter for the new advisory group, as well as today a list of the advisory group members. JDSF management starts with Board of Forestry policy, which establishes that the primary purpose of the State Forest Program is to conduct innovative demonstrations, experiments, and education in forest management, and that all state forest land uses should serve this purpose in some way. And this is the underlying purpose for the management plan for JDSF. And I also want to note that our director and the Board of Forestry are both committed to the goal of JDSF becoming a world-class research and demonstration forest. As I mentioned, you've got copies of the executive summary of the management plan. I placed a few on the table and back. And the full plan is available on the department's website at www.fire.ca.gov. And the executive summary provides a good overview of the plan's goals, the research and demonstration program, forest management activities that will occur, recreation uses on the forest, and the key measures that are incorporated into the plan to provide high levels of environmental protection and improvement. Some of the things the management plan includes specifically are forest structure goals, such as for late successional and old growth forest, older forest structure, mature and large trees, regeneration and pole size stands. And it also provides specific designations for the amounts of various silvicultural methods, such as even age management, uneven age management, and more specific forms such as clear cutting within those. One of the intent for these specific goals for forest management structure and silviculture is to provide a wide range of habitat and forest conditions across the forest over time to provide habitat opportunities for wildlife, as well as to provide a wide range of opportunities for forest research activities. Some of the other measures in the plan includes the management of the riparian zones on Class 1 and Class 2 streams for the development of late successional habitat and the recruitment and placement of large woody debris to help improve stream habitat quality. It also includes implementation of an accelerated road management plan to survey the road conditions on the forest, identify the improvements and upgrades that are needed in those road conditions with the purpose in particular of reducing sedimentation of streams, and then setting up a priority ordering for the implementation of those road upgrades. Over the past several years, there have been a couple of important changes in the broader landscape within which JDSF lies. And here I'm referring specifically to the acquisition of the, I believe it's roughly 6,000 acre Big River unit of the state parks and about 15,000 acres in the lower Big River by the Conservation Fund. And when you take those two pieces together with Jackson, you're looking at about a 70,000 acre landscape in this area that is all being managed for a range of conservation, resource protection, kinds of purposes. And I'm looking forward to getting together with parks and with the Conservation Fund to talk broadly about this large landscape that we inhabit and how we can work jointly to maximize the environmental protection and benefits across the landscape, as well as the other goals that we have as land managers. Even age management has been, as you're well, an ongoing issue of concern in Mendocino County. And the new management plan does contain some specific restrictions on the amount and form of even age management that can occur on the forest. And this includes limiting even age management to about 2,700 acres per decade, or about 5.5% of the forest. And within that, there are further restrictions on the use of clear cutting in particular. And all the even age harvest activities on the forest will be subject to review by the new JDSF advisory body. The plan also calls for the development of a new recreation plan for JDSF, and we'll be looking for input on this in particular from our new JDSF advisory group, as well as outside recreation interests. The plan also includes further restrictions on the operational use of herbicides on the forest.